Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey, everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Thank you all for being on the call today. We've got one new person. We have one person that hasn't been on for a while that's jumped back on, and lots of familiar voices. And I'm just super, super grateful for this feeling of community that we create here on this gratitude call. Just really grateful for the familiarity, how do you say that? I know the same root of the word familiar is family. And I just feel like that's kind of what we have here on this gratitude call. It's bringing emotion to me, just thinking about it. Just this wonderful community that we've created. We also have another community that I started back in January, a mastermind called The Lord's Way to Wealth. And it is a place for higher learning. I don't know what you want to call it, higher learning or something like that, where we are diving into the scriptures and the science behind building wealth while you are on the Lord's errand. And I just don't know of any other place where that could have been discussed. And I don't know of anybody else who has really studied that and put forth the principles in the way that we have created that in our mastermind over the last 4 months. And super excited to continue that. We just finished an online course, and that is now available, the Lord's Way to Wealth online course. And it's basically all the content that was created in the last 4 months. Totally amazing. And I'm just super excited that this mastermind community that we've created there is going to continue. So we have this awesome gratitude call community where we are all coming together in gratitude, and the higher learning that happens here is totally amazing. And then I love having this Lord's Way to Wealth mastermind that is those people who are choosing to be on the Lord's errand and to actually have that be a lifelong commitment, to the point that your work is your purpose. And anyway, I just felt to share that those of you who love that idea of being a part of a community and you're here on a daily basis, either live or on the podcast, I want to give you just a special invitation to go find on Facebook. I have a new public group that is the Lord's Way to Wealth, that is sort of a transition into this mastermind. And so if you want to kind of test that out and see what kinds of things you can learn there, it'll be a slightly different community, those who are committed to having a lifelong partnership with God in the way that you live and the way that you work. Would love to have you join us there. Today, for our focus, I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds, and we're going to have a private silent meditation on gratitude for warmth. And I know we create a really amazing feeling of warmth here on this call. And there's lots of other ways. We've got warmth coming in, with the spring weather. So lots of ways that warmth can be a part of our lives. So I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds and just write down whatever comes to you, your own personal inspiration about gratitude for warmth. Begin. All right. There's a couple things that came to me. I'm really grateful for the sunshine, the longer days that are happening, longer time that we can enjoy being outside in the warmth. When early in the spring, we're still getting a lot of snowstorms and not storms, but, just a little bit of snow. And it just was cold and blustery. The wind was so freezing. And yesterday we were outside, and the breeze actually felt, maybe no, it was 2 days ago actually. The breeze actually felt warm, and it was the first time. So I was really grateful for that warm breeze, and to be able to go outside and enjoy earth time. Yesterday I had several client calls, and right in the middle of one, I had about 5 minutes. And I told my husband, I says, I'm going out for some earth time. And I just took my socks off, and I went outside and just enjoyed standing on the grass and walking around and enjoying nature for a minute before I came back in and got back on my call. So I'm just loving the extra time that I get to be outside where it is actually warm. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I'll share.
Okay. Thanks, Tammy.
So just kind of a funny, happy thought. Yesterday, I was jumping on the trampoline with my kids, and the sun was out. It was such a nice day, and my 3-year-old, I said, I'm going to stop jumping for a minute. I just want to lay in the sun and soak up the sun. And she got so serious and so mad at me, and she said, I want to be able to look at the sun, and if you soak it all up, I won't be able to. and and I love how kids think, and I just where was I going with that? Oh, I love how the sun is a symbol and of Christ, and how it's there for everyone, absolutely everyone.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, SUNSON. How powerful. And I feel like that's so true with the resources that we have. A lot of times we get kind of scarcity minded, or feel like I need to get mine. And it's almost like that 3-year-old feeling of like, if somebody else gets it, then that means I have less. Absolutely not true. God has made enough for all of us. Thank you. Who else?
I just wanted to share how this call is a place of warmth, and I really appreciate you sharing your gifts of your sincerity and authenticity in validating everyone that shares, even when we don't communicate clearly. You have the discernment to understand what we're trying to say, and you validate people through your clarity, and how warm that is when people, especially when people, like this morning I got up and I was just journaling, because I've been in this place for the past couple days of just self-deprecating thoughts, and I just had to journal and get it out and be done with it and let that go. And I just appreciate this place. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you, Tyree. I received that. Thank you so much. Who else?
I wanted to share also, I love what Tyree said about this call being a place of warmth. And I'm really grateful actually for Rachel, because she shared her group, Mother Heart, with me, which is another place of warmth. And I was able to also find another group of women, like-minded women, who I was able to reach out and meet someone that I feel is very integral to my future. And we just talked yesterday for the first time for like over 2 hours, and it just clicked. And I just love how we can make friendships out of these groups. And it just takes a little bit of effort to show up, and maybe some scary effort to kind of put yourself out there. and invite, like Rachel, inviting me to her group. I don't know if that was scary for her, but I gladly accepted it, and just all the friendships that are formed just to create more warmth between us who are like-minded people.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. I'm just feeling how wonderful it is that we live in the time that we do, where we have social media and, people have a place to invite and gather. Sometimes we talk about social media as like, oh, I need to go on a social media diet. I need to unplug from social media. I need to, shut that down or whatever. So it can definitely be a place where not of warmth, of, some different feelings that we need to unplug from. But I'm so grateful, just like everything else in our worlds, there's opposition in all things, that social media is a really awesome place for us to find those people that we feel that warmth and community with. Thank you. And thanks for those of you who create those and share. Any other thoughts? We'll get maybe one more share.
Michael?
Hey, Michael, thank you.
I thought of internal and external warmth. And like internal warmth, it brings new life, new desires, new feelings, new wants. You want to get out and do things. And like when you're feeling cold, you're kind of closed in and you're just wrapping yourself up and closing in. And so warmth brings you out of that space and wants you to, expand and grow. So I thought about an engine when it's warming up. When you first start an engine, it's not functioning properly. It's cold, and it actually rubs against the sides of the inside of the engine, and there's a lot of friction and a lot of heat produced in friction. But what happens is the lubricant jumps in there like a mediator. It's in the middle of it, and it says, okay, let's reduce this friction. And it brings an ease of movement, and it allows the engine to warm up. And then that engine's happy, and it'll take you and drive you everywhere you can. So I thought about that lubricant being a go-between between friction, cold, and bringing new life and warmth into something. And I thought about the ground warming up. And as the ground warms up, it opens up. And the life has an opportunity to poke its head through and begin to grow and thrive and live. And so there's a lot of things where we live and we thrive as growth, as things open up for us. New life comes to us as we poke our head and get out of the, say, comfort zone we're in. And so those are just some of the ideas, but thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm seeing kind of a connection between the two, the engine and like you were talking about plants or, yourself like poking your head out of your comfort zone, or like a plant poking its head up above the soil for the first time, that at first it's like this forced growth. It's like you crank the engine, you're forcing the pistons to start moving and, everything to start moving within the engine. And then until we have the water in the soil or the lubricant in the engine, it's like this forced, and there might be, some warmth that's created from the friction, but it's dry and hard and, not like easy. But then when you add the water, you add the lubricant in the engine or in the soil, then that becomes, it's like, oh, this feels so good, and it's exciting to be able to like stretch my muscles and, stretch and move the way that I was built to be moved, so that that lubricant or that nutrient or whatever it is, it kind of helps create that perfect balance that allows us to be able to move in a, not like a heat friction, hard against hard. It's more of a, this is the natural way that things were supposed to be, that were created to be. So yeah, I'm starting to see kind of the power of that, of having the proper, you called it like a mediator, the proper components that bring everything together and allow things to move smoothly and easily and create just a natural warmth. And that feels like a really good place for us to shift over to our permission process, because that's kind of what we do in the permission process is, we make the choice to go into like a meditative state. So at first it's like just we're choosing to do that. It's sort of a almost a forced thing. Okay, we're going to start this now. and then we bring in the light and the warmth of inspiration, and everything just kind of flows. And it's the and we work, we're able to kind of work that intuitive muscle in the way that it was supposed to be used. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath and just get into that space of just sort of a meditative space where you're clearing your mind, allowing yourself to be, your heart to be open to receive new information, inviting the light and warmth of inspiration in. Also, maybe putting your feet flat on the floor so that you're feeling the grounding power of the earth beneath your feet. Imagine that you are out in nature and just wiggling your feet down into the soil or into the grass, into the sand. If you're on a beach in your imagination, wherever you're at, just feel the warmth and power of the earth below you, and the warmth and the power of inspiration above you. And just envision yourself being completely grounded, that you are a conduit of inspiration from above and power and energy from below. And one more deep breath. And just feel as that energy is starting to course through you, just as Michael was mentioning, is that this power of inspiration is making it easier for all of your body functions, physical functions, your spiritual function, emotional, energetic, everything is working smoothly, completely balanced, feeling that light and warmth from above and the power and warmth from below. And being in this highest state of energy, envision yourself flowing into whatever you want to create. If you have something on your vision board, or if there's a goal that you've been wanting to bring to fruition, if you've got something that you want to manifest, and it could just be like a relationship improved, it could be a physical material thing that you're wanting to bring into your life, could be anything, could be a monetary goal, whatever it is that you have been wanting to create in your life, and that in the past it's felt like there's been some friction, that it's been more forced. Just allow yourself to flow into that, and that with the state of your being very easily working, naturally working the way that you were meant to, that your body and your spirit were meant to work together. Just allow yourself to flow into that, the completion of that goal, so that you can experience it fully, even though it's not physically in front of you, that it's not actually physically happened yet, that you're experiencing as if it is physically manifest. And feel what that feels like. Write down any thoughts that are coming to you about the emotions that you're feeling, sounds, sight, touch, hearing, taste. Use all of your senses to experience this new state of being that in the past has just been part of your imagination, but you're actually physically experiencing it right now. And bring it in as part of that energetic flow that you've already created for yourself. That this is you. That anything outside of this, anything beyond this or less than this, would be not authentic to you. That this is who you are right now, and it feels so good and so right and so natural. And take a moment right now and listen for any limiting beliefs that might be showing up about why this is not possible right now or why it is hard. So listen for any limiting beliefs that would disallow you to be in this space naturally, easily, comfortably, that it's who you are. What's your limiting belief? And what's the cost of that limiting belief? If you hold on to that limiting belief, there's going to be an outcome. What would be the outcome if you hold on to that limiting belief? How's that going to affect your ability to easily and naturally flow into this new state of being? And if you don't like that outcome, if you want to choose something different, you get to give yourself permission to do that by saying yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, we know at least one person is ready to change. So if you are ready to make that change and give yourself permission to choose something different, then just go ahead and write down 2 or 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief and allow you to choose something different. So check in. Are you ready to make that change? And if you are, write down 2 or 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief. And as you're writing those new beliefs, check them against this new state of being that you are physically in right now. Are they in alignment? Your new beliefs must be in alignment with who you want to become, who you are experiencing that you are right now in this meditation. And because you are experiencing right now, you can write these new beliefs confidently and you can read them and say, wow, this is actually true. I'm here. I can see it. I can feel it. I can taste it. It is true. So these new beliefs are not just affirmations that you're hoping one day will be true. They are true because you're already there. And with these new beliefs, I invite you to check one more time just to make sure that they are in alignment with this new person, new state of being that you want to become. And when you're ready, when you're certain that they are real and true, and they are alignment with who you are right now in this meditation, what is the one most important thing that you could do today as this new person? What is the one thing, the first thing that you would do immediately when you are in that new state of being? And write that down. Just listen with intuition. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to choose based on logic. What is the first thing that comes to you to do as this new person, having already achieved this goal? We are getting close to the end of our time, but I feel like there's one person who it would be really beneficial for you to share. So just kind of be thinking if that person is you. In the meantime, while you're considering if you're the person that gets to share, I want to remind you, if you want to be part of that new group that I started, The Lord's Way to Wealth, to go to on Facebook and go to just that new public group, The Lord's Way to Wealth. We'd love to have you join us there. And then also, if you're feeling like you would like to have a conversation with me about this new thing that you're creating, whatever something that has come to you during this call, you can do that by going to askwylene.com and scheduling a 15-minute call with me. That's a free call, and I would love to have that time with you. Askwylene.com will take you right to my calendar, and you can schedule a time with me. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I do. This is Rachel.
Hey, thanks, Rachel.
Your guided meditation, it just is so powerful to me, because I was on a walk with my friend yesterday, and what you talked about was exactly what we were experiencing together. And I just kind of wanted to share that. Being connected to heaven, it's like your arms are up in a V, receiving the light of Heavenly Father, and that light coming down through you and into your heart, soul, mind, and body, and it going down through to the Mother Earth. So you're connected to your mother, Heavenly Mother, and your Heavenly Father. And it's this pure energy flow between the two of them. And in the middle is the love that they've created, which is Christ. Their love created Christ, and that love is inside of us. And so it's just this constant flow between you, your heart, mind, and soul, Christ, Mother Earth. And that flow can go out and reach others and then come back up and go through back to you. It's like a constant flow of energy circling through. And that's my new belief.
Wow.
That I'm in that constant flow of pure energy and love.
Wow, so powerful, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate you sharing that.
You're welcome.
You know, I just want to add one small thing to this, and then we'll end our call today. Encourage you to post any of your thoughts on the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude. We'd love to stay on and hear all of your thoughts. One of the things I wanted to share, in addition to what you've shared, Rachel, that came to me as you were talking about Mother Earth and Father above, that puts me in the center. And I just saw myself in this beautiful, warm, talking about warmth, this beautiful, warm, nurturing space, like a womb where Mother and Father together are protecting, and just that there's nothing that can happen to me in that space. I am completely protected. I am nurtured. I have everything given to me that I need in that space, and that feels really, really good. So I'm grateful for you sharing that to help me feel experience that visualization. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today, for all of your contributions on the call. I encourage you to share this call, share this gratitude call. We'd love to have more people join us. And I know that just by being on here and the warmth and community that we create here, that warmth radiates out, just like Rachel was talking about. We're all connected. We all have the same father. We all have the same mother. And that, you know, the warmth and connection that we create here radiates out. And I know that it's felt within your communities. And we have people all over the United States and Canada joining us on the call. And I know that, and probably even more that I don't know about on the podcast. So thank you for doing your part to radiate that feeling, that warm feeling of gratitude out across the world, and especially right now in this time that so many people need it. So love you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.